Welcome to our Emuna Weekly class. Emuna is our future in our holy city in Yerushalayim, in the wonderful Institute of Chut Chesed, in the merit of Rav Shalom Arush Shlita. He should be well, as all the people who are working here and who have worked here. Everyone should be blessed with everything good, and everyone who is our friends, followers, supporters, and helpers and advisors, Rabbonim and staff, all the wonderful people who we have the pleasure to be involved with. Everybody should be blessed with a meaningful 9 days. We're right in the middle right now, and blessed with everything good for the new year to come at the end of the summer. Tafshin Pei, we're getting ready for a very special year, we hope and pray for. And I want to thank everyone who's been tuning in and giving back some good feedback. One of the questions that came to me this week was a very pain-filled question, a pain-filled listener. This is something which a famous writer, Eckhart Tolle, talks about, the idea of pain bodies, people that have had a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, and want to pass over that pain. And that pain is real, and that pain deserves empathy and sympathy and all the good things that it provides nowadays. From professional, from people, I do apologize for the sounds around and around, that's part of the fun. Baruch Hashem, is a busy day here in Jerusalem and a boiling hot day in the 9 days. The opportunity to take this pain of these 9 days and to transform it to joy, to transform pain in our life on the whole year. That's why this class is relevant for the whole year, to transform it to joy. We want to make sure every time we get together on a weekly basis, please God, we should be able to say things that are relevant for now and long term. We want our classes, we want our time together to be something which is eternal. We mentioned in the last week class a very nice idea of our journeys, the 42 journeys that the Jewish people went through in the desert. And someone kindly posted on our YouTube video clarification of the 3 hands, these great hands. There was a Yad Chazaka, a Yad Gedola, and the one from the Parsha was a Yad Ramah. It was an elevated hand. Yeah, these 3 kinds of hands, 3 times hands is 42. So it was a Yad Gedola, which I didn't mention, but what we understand from that from last week was the power of our journeys and the power that's within our hands to accomplish, to make a difference in this world, to be proactive. And to remember, we said about these 10 ideas, these 10 effective ways of growth. We spoke about being proactive and having a mission statement. So being that this is the 3rd week of the 3 weeks, and we're heading in this 10-week cycle towards Rosh Hashanah, a new year, the 3rd week is all about focusing on being effective with our time, using our time well. And that is the concept of time management and prioritization, which is something which, personally, I've been trying very hard to work on, is being able to use our time and focus in a effective, constructive manner. So that's why we're going to keep these classes generally short and focused. And I just appreciate any of the feedback we've had about the classes. Generally, thank God, it's all been good. And there's always room for improvement, to be more innovative, to be more practical. And like I said, this Torah from Rabbi Nachman ben Feiger, Rabbi Nachman ben Simcha, may his merit protect us, he gives us this guiding focus on how to journey through life. So now we are in the 9 days. We are in that part of the journey. It's a very intense, pain-filled time. We are experiencing the exile. We're experiencing all the historic moments of pain. And unfortunately in the world, we have to share a lot of empathy and distress with our communities around the world that unfortunately are going through tragedies again and again. Like we had the shootings in El Paso and in Chicago and Ohio, and we've had in previous months in San Diego and Poway, and also we've had in, we don't need to go back and back, but in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, we've had so many places of tragedies, and all the time we hear, and it's at a point in the globalized social media world that we're in, where it's like 10x. And unfortunately, it's even politicized. It's even used for the sake of promoting this or promoting that. And that's a very sad thing. We don't want to have this pain used to create more pain. We need this pain that's in the world, this tragedies, this struggles, or this hatred that's going on around and around. We have to, in our own way, in our own personal inner way, like we said about these inner journeys that Rabbi Nachman's guiding us towards, we have to transform them into joy and love. This is bringing more love, more kindness. Love and kindness are very connected. As Rabbi Dessler, who I'm named after, Rabbi Eliyahu Eliezer Dessler, that's my name, Eliyahu Eliezer, goldsmith, we use that concept of love to be a giver, to have, to give. That the word ahava of love is connected to the word of giving. And this is a big key in all our relationships. There's very much, how much are we willing to give will be the indicator of how successful we are in our relationships, including marriage, including, I spoke recently about my soulmate. And one of the things that the person mentioned in the pain-filled message to me was how much pain that person's going through in the idea of finding their soulmate. And I wasn't saying over my story, God forbid, to make people feel worse. My goal was to give people hope that in my personal journey I have found my soulmate. But it doesn't mean that there's not pain. Having a soulmate does not mean everything's resolved. It doesn't mean that having Emuna and being in Yerushalayim and living in Eretz HaKodesh, where in the days of Mashiach and all the pain is transformed. In fact, personally, I feel like the struggle is even more intense from when I was not religious. And what the beautiful thing is that that pain teaches you how to grow. And as Eckhart Tolle says, you have to be careful not to identify yourself with the pain, that you are a person who is above that pain. And Gedale Fenster is very strong in transformation of that pain. For example, at the time of midnight, Chatzos, he mentioned recently, this powerful time at night. I did it myself this week. I'm not saying this for arrogance or anything like that. Just to be constructive, that I was able to get up late and after Saturday night. It's an easier night to be awake. You don't, as Rabbi Nachman himself says, you don't sleep much Motzi Shabbat, because one, you've had a rest in the day, but also spiritually there's a lot of truth and light that came into the world over Shabbat. So now you're in a heightened state of light and awareness, so you're less inclined to sleep. So in that time I was able to do the Tikkun Chatzos, Rochel and Leah, and you're able to then connect yourself into the using of the pain for purpose. That the pain of the Shekhinah, the pain of the temple that's no longer here, our third temple that we pray for to be here soon, and transform that into joy of the future. Like we say, Emuna is our future. We have a lot of good news about Emuna as our future. We're, thank God, we're going to be traveling to Toronto. We've closed that time. Please God, the flights are all going to be covered. That's one of the things all of you can help, that we can, cover all the costs of the trip, so that we're only going on an upward level to help all the causes in Yerushalayim. That's Emuna is our future. We ask you to partner all the time, and the PayPal and everything is very secure. Anyone's welcome to be part of that. And the reason why we are promoting this is, once again, all the kindness, all the giving, all the love is taking away that hatred that exists in the world. It's transforming that pain into purpose, into meaningfulness. With hopefully together, all of us, and it's not just me, it's not just the Rav Arush, it's all of us together can grow in this Emuna journey. Hello, we have the opportunity to connect to much more people by working on Emuna as our future projects, because there's an opportunity in the groups and the Facebook pages to share, to comment, to like, and please God there won't be any trolling or negativity, and we have that ability to be real. That ability to express our pain, our real struggles and challenges, and to understand that as a group we have ability to withstand it all. That Emuna grounds us. As Rav Shalom Arush, his amazing teachers in his Garden of Emuna Series, gives us that grounding in Emuna, so we're essentially attached to our soul level. And once we're attached to our soul level, then we have the power. Like Gedale Fenster said as well, at midnight, these special moments or any quiet time we can generate, that inner connection will give us the power to overcome the pain and struggle that we are dealing with, because our soul is eternal, our soul is infinite, our soul is one with Hashem, with God, and that will give us the power to deal with anything in life. So I just want to really end off today Emuna is our future weekly class, were just an encouragement. Even though we're heading towards Tisha B'Av as a day of mourning, and everyone in this generation has some experience of Tisha B'Av, unfortunately on a daily level, we feel the exile throughout the year, all these tragedies, all these struggles we're going through with emotional well-being and being of utmost importance nowadays. We should end off with a blessing that all of us should have the strength to transform that pain, to be real, to use those special moments in the day to deal with the pain and not allow it to affect our functionality, our effective time management of what we need to do in our prioritization with our family, our friends, our work, our education of our children, our future, our ability to join organizations like Chesed and Garden of Emuna, to spread those books, to share it, to encourage people to build Emuna, to build positivity, to not use the mouth to talk about what was in a negative way, to go forward in a positive way. As the Rav said, it's only going to get better, please God, and everyone who was and is involved all have a merit to build that development, and all their projects should continue to be successful. We're all together, ultimately, we're one soul. And the more we attach to that soul level, the less inclined we will be to speak not good about someone else, because we realize we're all connected. There's a universal consciousness. And all of us have that power to encourage and to build and to turn that pain within to joy, to turn the pain around us to comfort, to take the day of Tisha B'Av and turn it from a day of exile, of Golus, into Geula, into redemption, into our personal redemption and in the redemption of the Jewish people. That's my hope and prayer for all of us, that this year Tisha B'Av and all our moments in our life that are Tisha B'Av and the new year to come where there's struggles and pain, we should have the strength, the inner strength, to be real, to accept there's pain, to process it, to talk it out with a loved one or a professional, to get the help that we need to come to a healthy place of functionality and prioritization in our life of who we are and what our mission is, as we spoke in last week, of knowing our mission and realizing we have the strength in our hands, the three hands we spoke about. Hashem has given us the encouragement. So even when we're in a Sefer of Devarim, right, we're in now, and Moshe Rabbeinu is giving us Musa, Moses, the rabbi, is giving us rectification, we should take that rectification positively, not feel that it's overwhelming and heavy. And remember, there's a Shema coming up in the new week, Shema Yisrael, in Parshas Veschanan. We have the Shema, we have the 10 Commandments, Esed Dibros. We have so much encouragement coming in these 7 weeks of comfort that follow the 3 weeks, to give us the power to get to Rosh Hashanah with the full 10 weeks of preparation and everything we need so that we can have a blessed new year. And all of us should together, once we come from Toronto and throughout all of North America and Central America, we'll be able to join together with Emuna as our future tour 2019 towards the new 2020, the new year, Tafshin Pei, that should be blessed with everything good, and all our pain should be transformed to joyful and love. All the best. Have a wonderful week and a good Shabbos, and fast meaningfully.